Hello and welcome to the day ahead. It is Friday, September the 12th. I'm Andrew Gagan. Well, the local share market is set to open strongly this morning with ASX futures up 0.5%. Global equity markets rallied overnight with the European Stoxx 600 index closing up more than 0.5% after the European Central Bank kept its interest rates steady. On Wall Street, yet another day of record closes for the S&P 500, Nasdaq and the Dow, despite a higher than expected increase in US inflation, with soft labour data fueling rate cut bets among investors. Among the mega-cap tech stocks, Tesla climbed 6%, Micron Technology jumped after Citigroup raised its price target on the memory chip maker. Oracle shares gave back some of the prior session's 36% surge, which had added new fuel to Wall Street's AI rally. Adobe raised its fiscal 2025 revenue and profit forecast, signalling strong demand for its design software and increased monetisation of its AI tools, its shares rising around 4% in extended trading. Warner Brothers Discovery surged 29% on news reports that Paramount Skydance is preparing a majority cash bid for the struggling media company. Centene shares surged after the health insurer reaffirmed its annual profit forecast and said quality ratings for its Medicare plans were in line with expectations. Delta Airlines fell after the carrier reaffirmed its annual profit forecast. And Kroger has raised its annual core sales forecast, banking on resilient demand for fresh produce. Well, US consumer prices increased by 0.4% in August, the most in 7 months, driven by higher costs for housing and food. The broad increase in inflation partly reflected businesses passing on higher costs from tariffs to consumers. Prices at the supermarket soared 0.6%. Notably, beef prices rose 2.7% to be up almost 14% from a year ago, while coffee prices are up around 21% from a year ago. Labour shortages at farms caused by the Trump administration's crackdown on undocumented migrants were seen as adding to higher food prices. On the jobs front, initial jobless claims at the end of last week stood at 263,000, near a 4-year high, while the real average hourly earnings rate fell from 1.2 to 0.7% year on year. The yield on the 10-year Treasury note dipped to a 5-month low, taking it below 4% following the inflation and jobless data, which reinforced the view that economic conditions are right for the Fed to ease rates next week, and the 2-year yield falling to 3.53%. The US dollar index down marginally on the day. The euro bounced off an intraday low after the ECB remained on hold at 2%, as was widely expected, with the statement offering no guidance. And the Aussie dollar has gained further to be trading at around 66.6 US cents. And Bitcoin is trading at 115,000 US dollars. Oil prices have slid as concerns over possible softening of US demand and broad oversupply offset threats to output from geopolitical concerns. Brent crude futures down 1.7% at $66 a barrel. Copper was up more than 1%, iron ore falling 1% to 105 US dollars a tonne. And gold paired losses holding at near record highs following the inflation and jobs data. Spot gold down 0.5% at $3,633 an ounce. Quiet on the data docket today. Among those stocks trading ex-dividend are Car Group, Cleanaway, G8 Education and WiseTech. That is your day ahead. We'll see you again on Monday.